Football has given Sudan a miracle, one led by a man who was never truly celebrated in his own home. 4 months ago, a friend from Sudan told me something I would never forget. Football is the only source of joy for many of us. Today, those words are no longer a feeling, but turning to a reality. Sudan, a country torn apart by war, is celebrating a story that feels like written by destiny. And at the heart of all this is one man, James Kwesi Appiah. They say a prophet is never respected in his own hometown, and that has been the Kwesi Appiah story. He's not just another coach. As a player, he won the AFCON with Ghana, won the CAF Champions League with Asante Kotoko, and became a legend for both club and country. When he hung his boots from football, he didn't stop there. He stepped into coaching, learning the crafts as assistant coach of Ghana. For 5 years, he studied and he grew under many coaches, whether it was the 2008 AFCON on home soil, the 2010 AFCON where Ghana won the silver medal, or even the unforgettable 2010 World Cup when Ghana was just a single penalty away from reaching the World Cup semi-final. Appiah was the assistant coach of Ghana in all these moments. By 2012, he had earned his shot and was promoted to become the head coach of Ghana. He built his own strong national team and eventually became the first local Ghanaian coach to qualify Ghana to the FIFA World Cup. That World Cup, however, was marred by so many controversies. Some players disrespected him, some officials doubted him, even journalists questioned every move he made, and a large section of Ghanaians simply refused to believe in him. After the 2014 World Cup, he left the Ghana team, and that was when Sudan first received him. Kwesi Appiah took over as coach of Al Khartoum, a football club in Sudan. He built a strong team there and recorded their highest points tally ever in their history. He was even named Coach of the Year in Sudan. This was proof of his brilliance and tactical acumen. So by 2017, Ghana came back calling, asking for him to be their head coach. Again, he built a strong national team, which included the discovery of players like Mohamed Kudus, Gideon Mensah, even Joseph Aidu. But then, history repeated itself again. Every decision was questioned, every mistake was magnified, and when Ghana was eliminated from the 2019 AFCON by Tunisia on penalty shootouts, Kwesi Appiah was dismissed again. From that moment, he took a huge step away from mainstream football, working mostly with academies and even in football management. Many actually thought he was done coaching at the highest level. But in 2023, Sudan came calling again, and this time, everything was different with the Sudan national team. Sudan had failed to qualify to the 2023 AFCON, had lost 8 of their last 10 games. In fact, the national team was broken. Kwesi Appiah was asked to simply rebuild the Sudan team, but he had bigger dreams and aspirations. He wanted to qualify them to the AFCON, even if possible to the World Cup, and for them to compete with the best of the best. And the turnaround began immediately. Sudan went unbeaten in their first 3 games under him, and after 8 games, they had beaten DR Congo by 1-0, beaten Mauritania away by 2-0 in a venue Mauritania had not lost for a long time, and even climbed to the top of their World Cup qualifying group ahead of Senegal. Then in 2024, the unthinkable happened. Sudan were in group with Ghana, Angola, Niger for the AFCON qualifiers. He had gotten 4 points from Ghana, including beating Ghana by 2-0 to qualify for the 2025 AFCON ahead of his own country, Ghana. But the story didn't really end there. Kwesi Appiah carried Sudan to the semi-final of the CHAN competition in a year football in Sudan had been dealt with a huge blow, and now they're even on track to win a medal. And all of this, with every victory, was achieved while Sudan was even at war. Players hear the news of losing their loved ones whilst in camp. Yet, through football, Sudan has found hope that the power of the game can bring people together. Hope that the sound of goals can one day be louder than the sound of war, that humanity can win in the end. And leading this hope is one man who was not even respected in his own home, but now writing history with the people who have embraced him as one of their own.